Hi, this is Flo. Today I want to show you a quick introduction to Draftist, which is my action group to integrate drafts with Todoist. I just released it last Sunday, and I want to show you how you get everything set up and running with your drafts and Todoist account. The first thing you need to do, of course, is to install the action group. You can go into the drafts directory at directory.getdrafts.com and then search for Draftist. Then you will find this action group. If you can, then you can have a look at the introduction and all the detailed information I described here. If you scroll down, you can find the install button here. If you press this button, it will ask you to open the Drafts app, and then you will see this dialog, which wants you to confirm that you want to import this action group. I actually have it already installed, so I don't want to install it again. But if you press import, you will see the same action group, like me in the sidebar here. So the first thing you need to do when you installed it, you need to run the Draftist setup update action, which in the end will download the underlying JavaScript file where all functions is stored or are stored for every action in this. So if I just run the action, it will present a prompt where I can choose to set up and update Draftist JS, which is the file I just mentioned. Um, if you're unsure, you can of course view the newest version. When I press on this button, it will open the GitHub directory repository and directly open the code, which we don't need right now. So you can have a look what is actually happening in the code. But if you choose to update Draftist.js, it will download the file, and if it was downloaded successfully, you will see there's a confirmation message. And now you can actually start using Draftist. Just to quickly explain what Draftist is, it's an action group which you can use to integrate drafts with Todoist. So you can, I have several action prepared to, for example, add tasks to your Todoist accounts, starting very basic to add it to the inbox, on to more complex actions, where you can choose the projects or labels for tasks and prompts, um, or for single tasks or multiple tasks, which we can have a look in a next video. Then you also can import tasks into your Todoist or your draft. So you can, for example, import the today's tasks into the current draft, or tasks from a project. And the last section here is to modify tasks, where you can modify the labels, the due dates, or you can delete or mark tasks as completed. As you can see, there are really a lot of actions, and not all of you might need them. And that's why I recommend you to do the following. So when you go on groups, or you can also do this on iOS or iPadOS, you can open the Manage Actions menu, and I recommend to create a new action group in your Drafts app. I named this my Draftist. You can of course give it a great color, and have maybe this checkbox icon, or just search for the tasks and see what icon you prefer for the new action group. I like this one. Now you have a new action group which is empty in the end. I just move it a bit up so I can access this easily. And now we have created an empty action group. And when you want to add actions to this action group, you can use the Draftist action replicator, which allows you to simply reinstall one of the actions for Draftist in your other action groups. So when I run the action replicator, you get a prompt with all the action names here, and I just choose the first one to show you what it's doing. It will ask me to import the action. Of course, the action is already existing, but I want to import it as a new action, and then I can choose the action group where I want to install it to. And as you can see, there is already my Draftist action group presented here. And when I go to my Draftist action group, I can see that there's a new action in there. Now I can, of course, go into the action and rename it if I want to. For this use case, it's not that necessary, but if you have other actions we will see in follow-up videos, you can change the names to to show what you configured in those actions. So this action actually needs no configuration, so this is not necessary, and the name is short enough for me. So I just added the first action here, and of course the action can be run from the My Draftist action group right now. So as you can see, this action is named Quick Add Lines from Draft. I hope this is obvious what it's doing. So I will just create 3 tasks in my current draft and run the action. It just takes a few seconds and then told me that it successfully added 3 tasks. And as you can see in the demo account I set up here, you can already see that there are 3 tasks created. Yeah, that's mostly everything I wanted to show you, but to get more information, what's possible with all the actions, you can either open them like I did in the edit window here and read the description here to to get to know what this action does. What you also can do is you can run the Draftist instructions actions, which just asks you to open the instruction page in the GitHub repository. And there you will see the instructions for the action group. This is actually the same than in the Draftist action group page here. But what you also can do is you can, from the instructions, you can open the action descriptions file in the section here. And when you open this one, it's another file in the action, in the GitHub repository. You will see a table of contents for all available actions, and all the descriptions for the actions are stored here. So we just use this action. When I click on it, I can read what it's doing, and as you can see, it will create a new task for each line in the current draft, and that's what it already did. The nice thing with this action actually is you can use the quick add syntax for Todoist. So when I have I guess it's the 4th task now, I want to create a waiting for task. I can just type the add sign and the waiting for, and when I run it again, it will add the 4th task, and it will have the label waiting for, present in the task, because I have this label set up in my account. This is just replicating the behavior when you are opening the quick add in Todoist, and then I can just add the task here, and you can see I have the waiting for label here. So this is just the same behavior from drafts. Yes, so you can have a look what all the actions are doing, and we will see in a few videos what you also can do with Draftist. More complex use cases, and how you can configure different actions to your needs. If you like Draftist, you can support me by buying me a coffee or supporting me on Patreon. just what you prefer. And I want to thank you for watching and for the interest in Draftist. If you have any questions I didn't explain in the setup video now, you can just ask me, reach out on Twitter, or contact me in the Drafts forums, where I posted an entry about Draftist, which is already also where I will post updates to the action groups when I release some of them. Have a great day.